He's kind of a punk.
Problem. You said it.
Yeah. Is he the problem?
The basic problem is that Zelenskyy doesn't want to make a deal.
I am tired of this.
Hey there, Patriots. It's Ben, your friendly Navy vet. I've sailed more seas than you've got apps on your phone. Today I'm talking about a photo that's lighting up the internet like a signal flare at midnight. It's President Trump and Zelenskyy sitting in chairs. This doesn't even look real. This looks like they're filming The Godfather. This is like something out of a script. But this is real, and it's a big deal. Let's paint this picture. Donald Trump heads to Rome for Pope Francis' funeral. Rest in peace. And he meets up with world leaders like Zelenskyy, France's Macron, and Britain's Starmer. This is a global summit on a solemn day. This picture of Trump and Zelenskyy talking one-on-one, it's the kind of thing you'll see in history books. Now let's talk about Zelenskyy. The U.S. has sent Ukraine $300 billion that we know of. That's more than the stars I've navigated by. It's our tax money. And while I get that they want to help, I don't believe that the American people should be on the hook. This really stings when 62% of us are living paycheck to paycheck, barely keeping the lights on. Zelenskyy shows up to the Pope's funeral dressed casual, got his 5.11 tactical gear on, some combat boots, looking all rough like he's straight out of the battlefield. But at the same time, the news media turns on Donald Trump for wearing a blue suit, trying to disparage him, trying to say Trump is being disrespectful. What is more disrespectful? This new hoax that the media is coming out with? Trump breaking the rules by wearing a blue suit to Pope Francis's funeral? Or Zelenskyy in the 5.11 tactical gear? And you can see here all the other people in blue suits. Now, the news media continues to propagate lies and make Zelenskyy come across as this salacious hero. This is CNN feigning over Zelenskyy.
I want to show you, these are the first pictures that we received just a short time ago. Incredible. Incredible to see these two leaders face to face trying to talk about an end to the war in Ukraine. Remember, the last meeting between the two of them was disastrous inside the Oval Office that devolved into a shouting match.
Yeah, it devolved into a shouting match because Zelenskyy insulted the American people. Donald Trump is not going to allow that. Some people like Zelenskyy. They call him a hero, but I'm not so sure. He's been tough on Trump, even in our White House, and that doesn't sit right with me. I'm not rooting for Putin, but I want the money train to stop. And I think this is classless that Zelenskyy goes to a funeral and starts grifting. Now, that's where I don't understand what the hell's going on. More importantly, I don't understand why Ukraine and Zelenskyy doesn't realize that they could be under the 8 ball, because without the American funding, without you, the taxpayer, funding this war, funding these ski resorts that they're building, they're finished. Let's talk about this. Some of these Democrats, Schumer, Pelosi, all these others, they're okay with sending more money to Ukraine because they're probably receiving some alleged kickbacks. Trump's different, not even taking a salary. And even after this meeting that originally started in the White House being less than friendly, Trump says, you know what, I'm going to give this guy a little bit of time. Now, there was a weird, odd incident here that set this whole thing up. And you're going to see Macron, the French president, and he tries to exude a little power, and Trump's not having it. This is them walking in. Trump, Zelenskyy, Macron. Notice right here, there are 3 chairs set up when they arrived. And watch Trump dismiss Macron in an ultimate power move. Says, I'm going to talk to the little guy alone. Watch this. Macron thinks he's going to walk around and sit in that 3rd chair. Trump says, no. I got this. The guy wants to beg for money. He can look me in the eye and beg for money. And that's what he's doing right here. So what is your take on this? Okay. Trump is straight to the point. And Trump's been helping Ukraine since day one, sending weapons, javelins. Those are anti-tank killers, not toys. Obama sent blankets. Biden's thrown in $350. Biden's thrown in $350 billion in aid. But this war is a total mess. And Trump has been working to fix it. Zelenskyy keeps asking for more money. I'd like to know from you, how much is enough? How much money would help them win? Zelenskyy rejected Trump's peace plan, preferring for a maximalist total victory scenario. And I'm not sure about you, but I don't think Ukraine can beat Russia. I really don't think so. And I think Zelenskyy at some point has realized this. And now that the gravy train is starting to run out, he just wants more money. And that's where I'm finished. That's where I'm done. Russia's got the firepower, and Putin's no pushover. Trump even said maybe Putin's not ready for peace. Okay? Zelenskyy has to, I don't know, come to the table and realize he might be out of options. And Zelensky's got a lot of critics.
A lot of great things on the horizon.
One of your spokespeople came out today and said that you're tired, getting fatigued with Zelenskyy. I think he treated you poorly in the Oval, myself. He's kind of a punk. But is he the problem?
You said it.
Yeah. Is he the problem? Is Putin the problem? Or is Europe the problem?
Okay, do you like that? That's Trump. Glenn Beck called him a punk, and Trump said, "You said it. I didn't." And I love that veiled shot. What do you think about this? At what point does Zelenskyy realize that Ukraine cannot win the war, but they could come to a peace deal that will keep Ukrainian people alive? Is his ego the problem, or is it just the addiction to money, the addiction to American money? I got another clip here from David Sachs, and he nails this.
The basic problem is that Zelenskyy doesn't want to make a deal. I mean, he has rebuffed the Americans on Crimea, which should be the easiest point to give on. He's been completely unrealistic about their prospects on the battlefield. He was insulting to the White House when he visited the White House in his T-shirt or whatever. He's biting the hand that feeds him. I mean, he has an obligation, I think, to be respectful to his patrons in a way.
I don't think he cares about his patrons. I don't. Now, the Democrat Party are all in on Donald Trump wearing a blue suit. Nobody's saying anything about Zelenskyy going to a funeral in a classless move, begging for cash. And the Democrats are going all in, calling Trump Putin's buddy. If Trump was Putin's buddy, he wouldn't call Putin out for the attacks on civilians. And Trump has done that numerous times. But this photo here tells a lot of tales. And we may never know what has actually been said between these two leaders. But someone here says, Trump, so do you not own a suit, or do you just refuse to wear it? Zelenskyy, I need more American dollars for a suit. Trump says he'll have JD personally deliver it, and I would love to see that happen. Guys, this is the Vet Biker. I don't like the Zelenskyy methods. If you really want the American people to help you, if you want Donald Trump to help you, number one, be a little humble. Number two, show some respect. Number three, be thankful. Have any of you ever heard Zelenskyy say thank you to the American people? I don't believe that's happened. If it has, correct me down in the comments. But I think Zelenskyy is on a bad road. And I think things could get a little Western back in Ukraine after this, because I think Putin is now realizing he's very close to a complete victory. Will Zelenskyy give up? Will Zelenskyy negotiate? I don't know. I've not heard one bit of information about a sit-down peace talks between Putin and Zelensky. Not heard it. If it's happening, I think that could be the best thing. And I think the only person that could really make that happen would be Donald Trump. This is Vet Biker. I'm going to get out of here. Take care.